That's why it's like there.
Oh yeah, that's all it needs to do. Great for the two.
So I think it starts like the 5 word poetry. Give me 5 words.
We were natural on contest.
Right. Between sets. And it's also like I must leave one
All my life it's never fun.
It'd be very strange for us to not.
No, what's wrong with it?
Hello everybody, Happy New Year!
Yeah, we're happy. Yeah. We're just go
Hello? Happy New Year everybody! Welcome to Wales! Good seeing everyone after the quiet time. Is there anything coming through on those loudspeakers? Oh yeah, there is. Good. Hi everybody. Happy New Year, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Ovale number 693. Yeah, it's great to see everybody. If I cannot properly see you, I will see you properly when I'm able to pass this on. This is a first fortnight event. So the first fortnight festival. So the first fortnight festival is a festival that is all about positive mental health. It's about keeping each other strong and healthy as well, I guess. I don't really know that much in theory about it, but from being part of it every year, it's all about sharing mental health aspects and supporting each other, I guess, in for good mental health. And we know that here with Ovale, I think, very well, because we've really made those connections through the poetry as well. So it's lovely. Yeah, it's lovely having that topic. Okay, so we are going to start the night as always. I'm going to have a few things to say here, and look, I'll have to put out those other reading glasses. It just doesn't work. Try. Right. Okay, so we've just seen the poetry films, which is the first part of the evening, and people are gathering. And on Zoom, we have everybody with us as well. On Zoom, we use the open chat window for general comments, and attendees can use the chat drop-down list for private messaging between individuals. If needs be, we might ask you to regulate your own audio and background noises to ensure it's not intrusive. And yeah, we also do our best to keep everyone muted when they're not reading. We continue the night with the second part, which is the 5-word challenge, after which we have a 15-minute break. Then we have 2 guest poets, one of whom is with us here tonight. I'm sorry, I'm standing in for Stan, so I'm catching up with myself. Daragh Fleming. He's here from Cork, as in from Barcelona, but from Cork. And we have Sarah Barnsley on Zoom with us, and they're going to read for us later on. And then afterwards, as ever, we have our open mic. So the 5-word challenge. for those of you that are new to the event. The 5-word challenge is basically we gather 5 words from the audience, including the Zoomers, and then we have 15 minutes to write a poem on that, including those 5 words. And if you then feel like it, you can present it at the mic, and if you get the loudest claps, you can win yourself a pint on the house. And some books, these 3 books, The Howl, a Southword, and a 5-word collection. Sorry, I should hold that up high. Okay, so we'll kick right off. If you can start gathering 5 words with me.
Therapy.
Oh God, my pen's gone.
We got therapy from Ryan online. Clouds from Catherine.
Clouds from Catherine. What was the first? So there was hope. Thank you. Hope, and then there was another one. Was that therapy as well? So I think therapy.
Yes, therapy.
Okay.
There's clouds online.
Yeah, we have that. So I have hope, therapy, clouds.
Xenon. Like neon. Xenon.
Electricity.
What? It's a color, is it?
It's like a light. Like neon.
How?
Neon.
All right. Neon. Okay.
Actually, we have electricity online now.
Okay. Electricity. So we have 5 words now. They are hope, therapy, clouds, neon, and electricity. So you have 15 minutes to write, and I'll give you enough notice. And yeah, good luck.
Can you put them all in the chat real quick? Can we have all 5 words in the chat, if you don't mind?
Well, I suppose you can't change personality. Change your mind as a punch person. Don't fuck my point is that,
This is your 3-minute warning. This is your 3-minute warning. That's a seat available as well. I can, my stuff is only there, so there's a seat there if you want. And this is okay. Okay. I think the 15 minutes are over now and I have to reel you all in. I hope you had a good writing time. So whoever would like to present their creative outcome at this open mic, at this 5-word challenge mic, you can come up to the mic and give me your name, give everybody your name through the microphone. And yeah, let's kick it off.
Hi, happy new year to all. Antonio here. So this poem is called The Neon Wall. The light was standing, vibrant voice upon the neon wall. Nobody could touch it, going round and round in circles as the newest 3.0 therapy. As the flame of hope raised up, nobody could expect that the small light would become powerful electricity. The light learned how to fly above the clouds, feeding the rainbow, becoming the guide of every dream. Thank you. Thanks.
Next, we have Peter on Zoom with us. And can I just remind you that actually the clapometer can only register claps and noises if you make them.
Peter he's on mute.
Oh yeah, can you unmute yourself, Peter? Okay, you might take the moment of sorting out your situation, and we'll bring you back in when you can. So, who else would like to?
Oh, I got it. Okay, I got it. I'm ready.
Oh, you're there. Good, 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 good.
Yay, thank you. Hey, everybody. This is wonderful being with you. No therapist ferreted out my problem, which was little more than the recklessness I exhibited as a child when I plugged into a socket a cut wire and was thrown halfway across the basement and had in both eyes a blinding sunspot for hours, but hoped it would not vanish, as I liked the way when I closed my eyes that it seemed to fade in the distance, which was what I was enjoying, like a mesmerizing neon light, until down the stairs of the basement came my dad yelling, "What the hell happened?" on his way to the circuit breaker, where he reset the switch for our electricity to again flow. And my eccentricity was set in stone. And I selected being an electrical engineer years later as my specialty. And I still think of that bright light at the smell of ozone that comes sometimes from thunderstorms' clouds. Thank you.
Oh, I hope this therapy enables you to see beyond the clouds and appreciate the neon bright electricity energizing contemporary society. It's hard to be well in a sick world.
Svango is online now with his 5 words.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everybody. I hope you are doing well. I am. These are my 5 words. We don't do therapy where I come from. Hold on. Rephrase. We can't afford therapy where I come from. Only a couple of joints each day. The dark cloud that looms above the continent is probably the trauma we puff to the blue all day, praying it reaches the pearly gates and returns as a droplet of hope, electrifying our failing hearts, bringing back our glow, grounded, creative, like walking neon colors. Peace.
Hey, my name's Philip. Now you use more muscles to smile than frown, but you use even more to look up. It's some sort of free therapy. The storm clouds blanket hope with crackling neon electricity and chitty chitty ban thunder vibrations. Looking up, you close your eyes. Smell the rain before it falls. Love the drizzle, love the vapor. Love your environment. Find the end of the wet warning. Keep your head up till the gaze get long and the dawn breaks. Thanks.
The last time I saw my therapist, parting ways on Mountjoy Square, his face a shimmering gold coin bouncing off the light. I strolled down O'Connell Street, my rib cage aglow like neon bars, the electricity of my own words sending emotion from my sternum. I felt so good, I remembered some German. In den Wolken, I said to some strangers, so full of hope I didn't feel any danger. When they raised their brows, I turned to walk away and said, it means I'm in the clouds. Thank you.
Hey everyone, here's my 5 words. The neon light caught the white of your eyes and made them glow. Your glowing is my therapy. I remember how electrically your brains work when your dance makes a circuit live. How you dance when I know you're hopeless. How I perceive the shapes you make, like you're a cloud passing a dark dance floor. Thanks.
Name is Cedric. Thanks. I yearn for a new hope. Heart forth, face raised to the clear beyond the clouds, to the promise that life itself makes when we take our first breath. We will transcend selfish dreams, leave behind our false wings of paper, wax, and wires. Let's walk the sky, neon lights for sabers, harnessing the force for justice, no weapons. Electricity as a medium for love, to the waves, to far, far away galaxies. Let the memories of pain be fiction or therapy.
Next, we have Karen Casey. Good to see you, girl. You're still on mute, if you can unmute yourself. We can't hear you at all. You need to press the unmute button. There should be one at the bottom of your screen somewhere.
Sorry,
Hey.
sorry guys. Hi, Happy New Year.
Thank you. Thank you.
The clouds carry the sun without saying anything. In the time of the moon, in the time of the blue dark, quietly swaying. Electric twilight, a rare neon dawns, a therapy of sorts, a therapy of hope, for clouds carry the sun.
That was lovely. Okay, yeah. Tell us your name.
My name's hi. Melancholia clouds their vision, blocks the neon gleam of hope, while their ruffled pink exterior and silky insides crave the thrill of impact abrasion therapy, hematoma in the form of words, electricity in the air, standstill, collision, fracture, hurt.
Did I understand that right? Anne? What's your name? M. Okay, that's better. Sorry about that.
Hi, my name is John. I'm in a cult. Ben's been very mean to me. It's just a joke, unless we get you to join. I wrote a Christmas poem that's sci-fi. I don't know, I'm still in Christmas stuff. My name is Neon. Clouds of electricity bloom up my nostrils. We've long lost this city. The particle snowflakes swoop to avoid me. AI is handy till you want something useful. The tinsel flashes all night long. It's always Christmas. We're boosting the economy again. My circuits need rewiring. I've got to see the sentient therapist. A mechanic in the old days, but who remembers them? There's no hope for us, but it doesn't matter. You can't sell a feeling. You can only program it. It's a really happy Christmas poem.
Thank you. Oh, and here we have next.
So I'm Roxanne, and Happy New Year to you all. In the brisky nocturnal, oh, sorry, by the way, I was sick all weekend, so my voice is quite cracked. In the brisky nocturnal cold, I wonder. The world is full of electricity, one from the past excitement and upcoming challenges. Karma may have decided home will be safe again. Home will be safe again. Hope is a dangerous thing for a woman like me, but I have it, says Lana Del Rey. It's true. Hope is like Red Bull. It gives you wings, open doors just enough to imagine they won't slap back in your face. It put colors, light, shape. I broke through another cycle of paranoia, quicker this time, and by myself. I wonder, they're taking out the light. Soon the light will take over. Answers come and go. I dismiss some of them, put the rest on hold. While I'm looking up, the sun peaks, and in neon block letters through the clouds, the final say is his. Stop your madness and go back to therapy.
Noticing the clouds more these days, having spent time away from the land of the endless clouds. What do they hope to see in the sky on a clear day in southern Europe? What characters drift in where the clouds vacate? No winged ships, no dueling rams, no unicorns reclining in the therapy chair, no fluffy physicists debating the merits of xenon and neon, no tides of molten iron coming to clash with wide tides of milk. The skies in southern Europe are calm and blue. The birds on the electricity poles look to the sky, imagining clouds to imagine what clouds might do for their imagination.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Cara. Clouds filled with mandelbrots form in white fluffy plumes. They seem so simple, but they are full up of infinity. They pass through a blue sky, the expanse that my mind is splayed out on. Sometimes they are clouds, and sometimes they are neon. Electricity fizzing through them, magnetizing thoughts to their forms that constellate into white fluffy Rorschach tests. In a Rolodex, they are presented to me in therapy sessions. I see in them my demons stopping me from seeing the blue behind them, and I forget to realize that they are the forms that make the sky interesting. Rising sunrises and setting sunsets glint off their changing shapes, turning the sky into a beautiful kaleidoscopic event that gives me hope.
Oh, sorry. The neon sign that spelt hope flickered, then stopped. I stopped. Going to therapy. I was feeling well, you see, at the time, until it all slipped away, and then I had to lay down, and the clouds floated over me. Storms coming, casting electricity, I was sort of over me. And there, still I lay. Passing day after day, I let the earth kiss me and soak my clothes. Ancient wells sought to travel through me, and in time they watered moss and stone, and soon wild rabbits, deer and wolf will roam. The worms took up residence in my pores, and turned my skin to soil, and each seed nurtured, eased previous troubles and toil. I passed each solstice in solace, and over aeons the daughters of the sea laid a blanket over me and set me free. From friendly eye or smile, but I keep in their minds a while, and now an island I lay. In time they wrote me songs and stories that then grew old. They called me dead, but I've woken now, for I was only sleeping. Thank you.
Sorry, you forgot to say your name, please. Niall, thank you. We have Massimo online next. Yay!
Hey, always an honor to be here. Sorry, give me 1 second. Love woke me up today from dreams that I sleep on. So I get up, put my head and my eyes and my feet on. Clouds in the sky look soft enough to stream on. The sun shines with yellow, so bright it counts as neon. The brightness of its rays become a hope I can beam on. Hope's an electricity that my heart can beat on. Gratitude is therapy and gives strength to keep on. I have more love and grace than I can even speak on. People who uplift me and an earth I can lean on. So if love woke me up today, then hey, may it lead on. Peace. Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Hope is a neon pink system that smarts faster than a funny bone when a banged elbow sparks like candy floss, and the clouds are wet electricity, sharp, ow, zapped, pain operates a pitiless switch, neural, indecipherable, logic gate after logic gate, unlocking Boole's attempt to unlock God on the edge of the light blue horizon. Hark! A skylark ascends to sing therapy and sparks faster than a reflex. It's raining cats! It's raining cats!
We have, we're going back to Zoom now with Brian.
Thank you. Her every word shone like neon. Her ideas became clouds that rained hope upon anyone in her orbit. When she spoke, people said they felt her wisdom was made of electricity. To be in her presence was a sort of reverse shock therapy, allowing people to remember positivity exists when negativity abounded. It was said she was born when a lunar eclipse and meteor shower shared the sky. When people looked into her eyes, they saw the synesthesia of her words and knew they could discover their own synesthesia by existing and breathing. Thank you.
We come to that point in the evening where I have to crane my neck. Okay, there's a few more on Zoom, so Kim?
Happy New Year, everyone, from Virginia.
Thank you.
First choice of therapy. There's no hope for me. My mind's a zeppelin today, each flood of thought condensing into clouds of impossibility. Even when daylight's neon breaks through, I float deeper into another dream. A planet where electricity only comes from wind and sun. City streets that are never rubbled by bombs. Soil grown rich with life and poison free. And best of all, everyone's first choice for therapy is poetry. Thanks, everyone.
So I'm craning my neck. Is there anyone else in the room somewhere? Absolutely. What's your name?
Hi. Hi, everyone. My name's Jesse. This is my first time here. I did not know there was a writing exercise, so if you permit me, I'll just read something, but I won't have all these like amazing words that you're using. I hope that's okay.
Sorry, there's an open mic later.
Oh, okay, then I won't. But I don't think I'll be here for that, so
Sorry,
it's okay. Sorry. Had no idea. Thank you. That's why I prefaced.
I thought you knew. I thought you knew.
Well, I figured it out, but
no problem there. So lovely.
In therapy, I talk of clouds, of how their neon linings keep me awake till sunrise. Of the way that light flickers through the window before I fall, and of how the electricity of those morning dreams are my only color. I am a cloud machine, I say, rain waiting to fall. I talk and see my hope reflected.
Next up, we have Catherine Ronan on Zoom.
Hi everyone, Happy New Year. Sorry I couldn't be there this evening. Logistics, unwellness, but I'll be back next month, but I'm back. So this is called Rider on the Storm. Under a torn neon sky in Cork, I was too poor to be rebel, too poor for therapy. But your love burst through on cumulus, mammatus clouds, a supercell of electricity, chasing dangerous hope through my collapsed veins, like a thunderstorm with a tongue.
Right, and again on Zoom, Pam Campbell.
Hey y'all. Okay, this is HH212. Baby star, therapeutic formation. You are just shy of 50,000 years, found in the cloudless night sky. You burst blood red electricity between your poles. Neon pink button, cloud punched electrical hope. Thanks.
We've got one more person online, but before I'd like to ask again, is there anyone else in the room that would like to present their 5-word poem now to participate in this? Okay, it seems like we can go on Zoom. Max, please.
Sorry, it's just
Thanks.
slow. Sorry,
Okay.
the computer's just slow. Sorry, it's not just me. Hi, how are you? Happy New Year. Okay, I came in late, so here we go. I had hoped to cloud her thinking, put on command performance. Oh, I'm plagued with neuroelectricity. I glow and I pulse in the dark. Like a neon sign, I see sparks. My aura feels clouded with burning orange haze. My shin bones, they tingle, they just feel they're tased. Not a hope of tying my own laces.
not a hope of sitting in them tub seats in the opera house or eating in any of my favourite places. Chairs are too low and the stairs are too high. I'm a bit of a pitiful wretch, really, a joyless boy. Years of physiotherapy had sharpened her eye. Mystic instincts, untaught, tacit guile. This ice bag, cryotherapy here. Apply some electrotherapy. Do some daily push-ups, at least 20. Hands, abs and glutes need a fair few reps and pull-ups. And later she sipped coffee at the top floor window and she watched the piteous walk to his car and she pondered. He limped in a gatch and he hobbled his way and he kind of skipped and jumped and out came those knees and he rammed on the throttle and took off at some considerable speed. And goes that report, sir. There'll be some more Derek for me. Little straight talk for me. That's as far as I got. But it was I'm going to call it compensationitis.
Wow, thanks very much. If that's everybody, we've had 23 people on the 5-word challenge. That's a big list of people. Well done, everybody. And I have my own little notation system here. So like we had all the hmms and the ahs that extended the applause. We had, we had beautiful reactions here. We had the louder, longer claps. And then we had the whoops and the woo-woos, and then we had the whistles on top of that. So well, the quiet thoughts, they would have been quiet, but I did hear them as well, and they go into this as well. So the loudest whoops and whistles were definitely Ben's and Rosie's. I have a personal favorite in here that I'm not allowed to choose if it's a personal choice, but the reactions were quite good for the person as well. And I felt it was a really poetic expression. And so I think I'm going to make that choice now because they were quite high up as well in the whoop whoops. And this was Niall.
I'm genuinely shocked, like actually shocked. What the fuck? Oh, thank you. I've never won a 5-word challenge before. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, to feel genuine shock. I don't even have to fake it. No, it's true. It's perfect. The neon sign that spelled hope flickered and The neon sign that spelled hope flickered, then stopped. I stopped. Going to therapy. I was feeling well, you see, at the time, until it all slipped away, and then I had to lay down, and the clouds floated over me. Storms coming, casting electricity. I was sort of over me. And there, still, I lay, passing day after day. I let the earth kiss me and soak my clothes. Ancient wells sought to travel through me, and in time they watered moss and stone. And soon wild rabbits, deer and wolf will roam. The worms took up residence in my pores and turned my skin to soil. Each seed nurtured, eased previous troubles and toil. I passed each solstice in solace, and over aeons the daughters of the sea laid a blanket over me and set me free from friendly eye or smile, but I kept them in my minds a while, and now an island I lay. In time they wrote me songs and stories that then grew old. They called me dead, but I've woken now, for I was only sleeping. Thank you.
Lovely, lovely, lovely. And yeah, you're actually you're running away very fast, and I'm not fast enough. You have won yourself 3 books, and you can get your pint at the bar yourself. So there we go. Enjoy that.
Fantastic.
Welcome. Okay, we're going in now for a, is it 15 minute, 10 minute, five? Okay, I'm sorry, a 5 minute break.
25.
We all have to catch up, don't we? Yeah, no, a 5 minute break, and we'll see you back here for the guest readers. Lovely.
It was like reading the first line of a mystery thriller.
I mean, it's not great. What do you think I'm eating today, and what is the smell? The smell. There is no restriction, it's just that we can obviously. Exactly. So like if you do one piece, and no matter how long that is, unless it's about 20 minutes to do. If it's like depends on like 4-minute piece, then that's okay. But it's also depending on how fast you've got longer pieces you're all about
I pegged a poem that was written by a Palestinian poet who was made on the 20th of October, and I just don't know if I can actually get through it. You know, nowadays it's and I'm also watching the lyrics of John Neville's song. Is that the guy? I don't know John now. Is he the guy that sang the song? Not him, no. It's the song I got your
I'm not joking out. Like, they feel like it's like.
I don't try to go that way. That's something I talk about a lot. Like, a lot of people are very quiet on social media. Like, I have a few actor friends now who haven't said anything. And I'm like, it's kind of scary. Like, there's nowhere like, I mean, it's not like they're not in Hollywood. They're not in the war. There's a lot of fear of Every Saturday. It's Saturday. Last time I was going to down the river. So each bridge with a that's not always able to come on the
And
tomorrow morning. Would people start listening better? Did you have a nice Christmas with your daughter? It was grand. We don't make a big deal of it. My Christmas
We should write a poem about that.
I know, yes. Because the other ones take they have a different name for taking care of the young kids. But I forgot the different name. No, it's all right. So, and you know, the accidental fella down there, she's finished down here on the left. But then he caught Jack. The accidental rapper, Brian.
Down the end of the room.
He does a song for us every Saturday.
Okay.
So he's here because his friend is here. He's not going to be reading anything because, oh my God, his Palestine, his Gaza, it's incredible. He weaves a lot into we all march
Those actually you don't really need to do with the response. We used to do those I appreciate that. I mentioned. First, after
so we are representing on the actual now I'll get my ass back over there. How was it? Yeah, I don't make a big deal
Yeah. Once that, and the ripple effect, I love it. It's great. Can I gather everyone in again, please? We're gonna get started again with the next part. Be lovely if you could find your seats, please. 6 years! I did? That was Irish, wasn't it? I try sometimes.
I just know that students like to hear that and they react. So it works. It's embedded in you guys. It's at your roots. Okay, lovely having everybody here. And so I'm going to have to start with the regular announcements. And always something drops, but that's fine. So Ovail aims to maintain a safe space for riders and all attendees. We subscribe to the Arts Council's Equality, Human Rights and Diversity policy, and we ask participants to report any offensive behaviour to Ovail if necessary. Then we have the 11th 5-word International Poetry Competition, which continues to accept submissions until January 30th, with the words changing tomorrow at 12 p.m. And because you're here, you get a sneak peek. Our 2023-24 judge is Theo Dorgan, and the words for this coming week are, for 9th to 16th January, they are direct, gull, tail, like the dog tail, atom, and lemon. So that's direct, gull, tail, atom, and lemon. Please be aware that this event is recorded and will be available to revisit as an MP3 podcast and on video via Ovail's website, social media, and Vimeo channels at vimeo.com/Ovail. Then I have a pointer here for the 12th of February, that's a Monday. Ovail, that's the next Monday. The Ovail guests are the MA Creative Writing students from UCC, so we get a new insight into what I like to call fresh blood. It always brings so much inspiration to Ovail every year. So, and I'd like to just give a quick plug in as well on this next Monday, the 15th of January. I'm actually playing a few of my album pieces at a gig in Cronin's in Crosshaven, if anyone should be down there. And there are only 8 tickets left, and they're via Eventbrite. So you can find information on that online through my profile. Really, I have it posted there. So that will be in Cronin's in Crosshaven. Thanks very much. So thank you to everyone who has kindly offered donations to Ovail. The donation jar is probably behind you there, by the horse's head. Just under there, the head there, the closed glass jar. If you can kickstart that off for donations into the room, please, that would be lovely, everyone. Obviously, you don't have to do that, but as a guest poet, but the others. And there can also be PayPal donations made via the link above the live poetry stage on the website, or via the contact page of Ovail, which is www.ovail.ie/blog/contact-us. And now, without further ado, we come to the important stuff, the poetry. Our first guest poet for tonight is Daragh Fleming. He's an author and poet from Cork, and his debut in non-fiction, Lonely Boy, is published by Book Hub Publishing. He has poems in Bear Bua, Trasna, The World Transformed, Sunday Morning at the River, and more. Fleming won the Cork Arts from the Well short story competition in 2021 and was longlisted for the Court New Writing Prize and highly commended for the Patrick Kavanagh Award in 2023. His pamphlet, Poems That Were Written on Trains But Weren't Written About Trains, was published by DAC 30 in 2022, and his debut full-length collection, Enigmatic, was published by Sunday Mornings at the River in November 23. He also runs the award-winning mental health blog Thoughts Too Big. And I guess I will introduce Sarah when it's her turn. So, Daragh, can we have you come to the mic and big cool of us?
Hello. These books are just props. I'm going to be reading from my phone, but it's really nice to be here. I've always really wanted to be a guest poet here, so it's definitely one from the bucket list. And because it's a mental health festival as well, the first fortnight, it means an extra amount to me. I do a lot of work in mental health. It means an extra amount to me because I do a lot of work in mental health, and a lot of my writing covers mental health topics. So I've madly picked 10 poems, and I know I have around 20 minutes. Is that right, give or take? So we'll try to get through as much of them as possible. Some of them are kind of long. So we'll just kick off, and I'm going to kick off with The Hole, which is the title poem of my pamphlet, The Hole, which was highly commended for the Patrick Kavanagh Award. I just need to find it. Okay, so this is The Hole. This is fine. There's a hole here. Did you make it? Did you? Better fill it up quick. Anything will do. What do you like? Do you like anything? Just fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. Oh, you like girls? You like them enough. Go on dates, go on dates, go on dates. This is fine. Everybody does this. 4 different women, 3 nights a week, 5 weeks a month, more months than you can count. Just go on dates. This is how it's done. Never settle in. Fill that hole with sex with everyone. Everything's okay. You're just having fun. The hole is getting bigger. Put the shovel down. Thick nights, empty texts, wet sheets, wits end. This isn't enough. This is getting worse. Oh, you like to drink? Better drink it up. Fill the hole with beer. Maybe that'll help. Now you're doing boat whiskey with a fuck. You can't get it up. No, you can't get it up. The hole is getting bigger. The hole is getting bigger. Try to put the shovel down. Enough is enough. Flirt online with strangers. Kiss her like you mean it. Hope to catch a feeling everything's gone numb. The hole is now inside you. Maybe always was. The hole is everything now. Eating it all up. Edges are collapsing. Emptiness engulfs. This isn't a good thing. Why can't you fucking stop? There's an empty person here. Did you make him up? Better fill it up. Better fill it up. Anything will do. Enough is enough. Thank you. So the next poem is short. Suicide's kind of been a ongoing theme in my life. My best friend took his own life when I was 17, and I've known a lot of people who've taken their own lives, and a lot of the writing I do is to try and help people to know that they don't need to take their own lives, that they are loved and supported, and that they can get help. So I do write a lot around this theme, and a few months ago I found out that a woman I used to work with took her own life. So I wrote this poem, and it's called Death Notice. It happened again. Today I read about a woman I used to know. She died peacefully, is what the death notice read, and I wondered about that. The poor girl, she was very young, a special person, all true. Words whispered in the aftermath of every tragedy. Tomorrow, this will happen again, somewhere else, to someone else. And it will feel cruel how the world keeps spinning. Thank you. There's also kind of a narrative to these poems. So the first few are really fucking sad, but then they get a little bit hopeful towards the end. So, which is, I think, symbolic of how mental health is an up and down process. We go up and down, we get better, we get worse. Life goes on. So this next poem is called Hopefully Temporary Insomnia. So many unslept hours, time reserved for rest is repurposed for nothing worthwhile. Feel the beat of consciousness in chest, thump, thump, you will not sleep, not yet. Scream inside your head, let me go to sleep. The phone charger is emitting a quiet whine, the apartment is making apartment noises, creaking and groaning, water rushing through its walls like blood. Don't check the clock. That'll only make you panic. A book once said that if you're laying awake for more than 20 minutes, you should get up and do something until you feel tired again. How many 20-minute intervals have you been here? More than you can count on one hand, surely. Eyes are tired, but mind is too loud to fall asleep. Thoughts about the last person you fucked, and the one before that, and now you're also awake below the waist, moving in the wrong direction. Thoughts about the poem you read at the gig, thoughts about you feel disrespected by a friend, but how it feels silly to vocalize this reality. Thoughts about money or lack thereof, thoughts about not really wanting to go on this trip this weekend, too many hours in the car which will no doubt also be sleepless. So many thoughts, too many for a tired body to handle. Turn over in the bed in a physical attempt to toss them from your head, another series of internal screams, let me go to sleep, let me go. Go where? Go nowhere. That is exactly the point. Existence in nowhere, be nothing for the prescribed 7 to 8 hours. Not this rationed 4-hour half a night of sleep that you've been getting. This is getting worse. This could get better. And like a runny nose, you won't remember how bad this was when it eventually stops. This is also about insomnia. I had insomnia like a month ago for about a week, and I thought I was being very dramatic, so I wrote a lot of poems about it. So this is called Reanimation. Bleating silence in the center of stormy nights. Neck like snakeskin peeled back and thick. Wardrobe filled with heavy sweaters and secrets. Worn jeans and weary thoughts. These dark hours carousel themselves together, tumbling on, pushing through in search of sunlight. Sylvia is in the kitchen broadcasting Italian sounds through the internet. Seamus, a full day behind me still, asleep beyond the grip of time. I begin again to innovate myself, to human this flesh into something that smiles, gets on with it, digs in and nods, vigorous and comfortable, as if skin is the most natural thing to be wearing. Morning mantra, 3 times spoken between sour draws of breath. I wish I could, I can't, I will. Would I be able to get a glass of water, please? Thanks. Okay. I'm just gonna stall for my water. How is everyone? Everyone's doing good? Okay, we're almost through, thanks. We're gonna start getting hopeful here in a minute, okay? Okay. This is called Ripple Effect. It's more kind of spoken wordy and rhymey than usual, so enjoy the rhymes. This is lines across his forehead, ripples across the pond of his concern. Lines across the page show the parts where he's been hurt. Turn the other cheek. To react is to show weakness. Close your eyes just like your mind, too afraid of what you might witness. Let your hand hover above a lighter. Feel the heat, don't let it burn. Winter's grip is relentless, caught between society and its sickness. If you caught a glimpse of heaven and of hell, would you even know the difference? Supplementing vitamins to substitute sustenance, a pill is no synonym for health. Whether it's by countertop or empty car park, every drug is one that's dealt. Predicating the status of well-being by self-medicating is the status quo inflicted. Distraction by means of busyness was never a successful pathway through hell. Lost alongside Peter Pan, your Neverland will never come. Smarty Pan 625 leaving cert, 10 years later feeling dumb. Almost 30 now and spiraling. Living at home isn't your fault, they have insisted. But in your mind there was a moment to go, so you think you might have missed it. Exhale frost. Take the long way home. Hopeful thoughts of change in sight. Knuckle down, ever furrowed brow battling with God. Too much sinful pride, turmoil inside. Can you figure out what went wrong? Inhale slowly. Progress trickles on. The future takes her time. Throwing stones to watch the water mirror the ripples across your mind. I know all my poems are really like intense, but I'm actually like a very silly person. Exactly. And I'm also obsessed with like Greek mythology, so I wrote a poem to do with mental health, like everything else I write, but it's about Atlas, and in Greek mythology, Atlas holds up the sky and makes sure we don't die underneath it. So this poem's called The Person Who Helped Atlas. Atlas holds up the sky just so you can exist beneath it. Your shoulders are always sore, you tell me, stiff and strained, like there isn't enough skin to cover all your bones. You stretch against the wall in our new home as I tell you that you don't need to hold up the world. That's someone else's job, a role already claimed. And all you do is smile, a gentle closed grin, and say, it doesn't seem fair to let him hold it up all by himself. So you continue with your pain back. It acts as a shelf. Every person adds their burden, lightening their load, weighing you down, your mortal back scarred and lacerated. This is my purpose, you say. We don't get to choose the road. The path is carved. My place is with Atlas beneath the stars. And I am captivated. You smile still, the weight gets heavier, so much suffering, the years roll on, so much pain, your back distorts, you can no longer walk, and still you smile. You smile and I weep because it's unbearable to see you like this. The totality of the world upon your back, all the war and death and tears and blood, tattooing your back in blisters, scabs unable to form, your skin is ever moving, a field of lava, burning, boiling, breaking, and you continue to look up at me. Your eyes still glisten, your face still so sure of itself, and eventually, at a time when our home is crumbling around us, when the end is near, I ask you why. Why did you do this? How could you endure it all? And you smile once more, the final smile, something secret laying beneath it. Suffering becomes endurable when it finds its meaning. And I was able to take their pain and give them space to breathe, to look up upon the stars and wonder, to live beneath the Atlas sky and feel alive. Okay, how am I doing for time?
7 minutes.
7. We're flying. Okay. So yeah, they're getting more hopeful now. You can kind of feel it. This is called Before Oblivion, which isn't a very hopeful title, but anyway. 1,000 ways I've tried. Sat here in the damp light of a life lived half-heartedly. I have curled these words into new shapes, sounded out the syllables of our endured affliction, filled pages with the lexicon of everything you and I could ever be hurt by. All to make your shoulders relax, your lungs to breathe in new air. Smile at me when you finally know you're not alone. Tears are okay, good even. Their saltiness is what it tastes like to be alive. I can tell you understand when your irises sparkle under moonlight. On your darkest days, remember all of you. Watch your life as a train hurtling through the stormy night. Good and bad, it's all you. And this life is nothing without you. This world is a little smaller without you. There you go. Okay, we have a bit of a two-sided coin here, one really sad poem and then one really hopeful one. So we'll do the sad one and we'll end on a good note. Okay. And my mother requested this poem, so I'm gonna do it. I wrote this, I got a poem commissioned for the launch of Movember this year. And I read this at that launch. So this is called Blue Lights. Yeah, I'll just get into it and stop explaining. Blue lights. Blue lights are coming. Your tears are on the pavement. But blue lights won't save him. You wish he could have been braver. To him, what he just did's the bravest. If he could have just talked, then maybe things would be different. Too late now, life gone, taken in an instant. Not many places to turn to, no sir, no sympathy for the young man. Don't you know that you have to hold your own hand? No wonder so many feel deserted when the world says that we deserve this, telling us that we've got everything perfect. Masculinity becomes synonymous with worthless. The blue lights flash, but the siren's off, suggesting that this man's life is gone, this man's life is wasted. Kept it in check for years, but this year he couldn't take it, he couldn't shake it. No way, pal. You can't shed tears, but we can head to the pub, drown our turmoil in beer. And looking after your physical health is grand, sure, but talking about your emotions is something we won't stand for. The pressure gets so heavy, we never consider that our thoughts can be this deadly. Reach out if you need to talk is all good and well, not an easy thing to do when your mind's stuck in hell. Be a man, be a stoic, have muscles, be heroic. Emotions, be in touch, be masculine, but not too much. Have a perfect physique, don't cry or you're weak. Be understanding, be demanding, be hairy, be scary, be able to protect. What do you mean you can't get erect? Be a man, another tragic death. Be a man, the one before his time. Be a man, it's okay to ask for help. Be a man, don't just lie and say you're fine. Okay, so this is the last one. Thanks a million for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure. This is Tree, and it's not sad. Dig in, grip the earth, soak it up, plant yourself firmly. The darkness is good, absorb it, the light will come. This universe has a process worth trusting, bursting. You're bursting with light, love, madness, glorious unlikelihood. Lightning, striking, spiking, frightening, twice in the ground and again in your soul. Uncoil what's been given. Feel it wake you up. Shake, skew, trust, flatten soil, greet the sun. Take a fucking breath, man. Knots in your back showing where you've been pruned, fine-tuned, not ruined. Circle showing the years around your mouth, bore them deeper and keep them. Let them show how far you've come, smiles laid on thick in the rain. Pull the rest up with you as you go, sprawl and crawl your roots, draw in grass, water, sun, daughter. No use for worry, trust it, trust yourself. 1,000 iterations of you've come and gone, hold on, hold strong, this is you, this will always be you. Impossible to hurry things like this. Nature like this. Nature like you. Thank you very much.
Well done, round of applause, round of applause. Well done. Thank you for that. It's beautiful. So, yeah, next up we have our second reader, our second guest poet. She is joining us on Zoom. And I'm just going to give you her bio here now. Sarah Barnsley grew up in the Midlands, where her dad was a firefighter. A winner in the Poetry Society Members Poems Competition 2021 and 2018. Her work has appeared widely in magazines, including Poetry Wales, The Rialto, and The White Review. Her first full collection, The Thoughts, by Smith Doorstop in 2022, explores different manifestations of intrusive thoughts as part of obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, before navigating through the twists and turns of recovery and love. Other publications include a pamphlet, The Fire Station by Telltale Press in 2015, co-editorship of Truths, a Telltale Press anthology in 2018, and literary criticism. Sarah is a senior lecturer in English and American literature at Goldsmith, University of London, contributing editor to The Understory Conversation, and lives in Hove. Welcome, Sarah.
Absolute pleasure to be here, even if I'm watching you and watching myself on the screen. I've not had that experience before. So yeah, it's interesting. Thank you, Paul, for inviting me. You guys are going to be a really tough act to follow. I really enjoyed listening to the 5 words. I had a go. What I wrote was total drivel, but I am pleased to report that at least hope and therapy are in the poems that I'm going to read. And thank you, Daragh. Your poem's absolutely magnificent. So, yeah, I hope I could not be too much of a letdown, and also stay awake. This is way past my bedtime, but yeah, this is yeah, me rocking out on a Monday night. So yeah, I'm going to start with a poem about a horse. It's called This Horse. There's this horse that can't eat apples. It's not that the horse doesn't like apples, or that its castle of teeth can't crush them, or that its leather satchel tongue can't collect the bits, or that its upturned welly of a throat can't tramp down the chunks. It's that one day, as it drew up an apple of no distinction, the horse had a thought. What if I choke on this? And the more the horse tried to swat the thought away, the more the apple grew, and the more the thought grew, until the horse felt it had Jupiter and all its moons in its mouth, and it couldn't breathe, and it was gagging, and its owner tried to reason with it, but the horse wouldn't be told. And over the course of a year, the horse visited the vet every Wednesday at 12, and the vet advised the horse to try an exercise where the horse had to choose a small globe from a bagged assortment and hold each one in its mouth in a series of graded steps. A robin's egg for 1 minute, a beetroot for 2, cannonball for 3. And the horse had to commit to the process and tolerate the discomfort, and by all means note down its thoughts and feelings, but not respond to them. And none of this worked. And the only thing for the horse to do was to eat oats and practice radical acceptance of apples as something eaten by other horses in another place and time, as if all the apples in the world were locked behind glass cabinets in a museum with all the other things the horse's thoughts had forced it to give up. Cool pools, hugs of mud, low-hedged fields. Oh, this poor horse, caught and stuck in what if thinking. And yet our brains are incredible what if machines. And this can have positive outcomes. You know, if people thinking what if people didn't think what if, we wouldn't have Shakespeare, suspension bridges, moon landings, hubs, Zoom readings, and so on and so forth. And yet there's also a flip side to what if thinking. And I have an epigraph on this in the front of my collection, The Thought, which I'm reading from tonight, from Edgar Allan Poe. where it comes from an essay he wrote called The Imp of the Perverse. And he describes this feeling, this overwhelming feeling that he gets when standing on a precipice. So he's at the kind of, I think it's the top of a cliff or something like that. And he suddenly has this horrific thought, what if I was to jump? And who hasn't had that kind of what if thought when confronted with such a possibility and just inwardly then shuddered? So this book, The Thoughts, explores unwanted intrusive thoughts. It's part of obsessive compulsive disorder. But I also hope that this book reaches across our common humanity. OCD is, after all, a disorder that arises out of a universality of our brain's ability to think up what if scenarios. So in my next poem, I kind of want to go back to the end of the horse poem, back into the mud, into a poem called Tainted Ode. Oh, dirt, what is this madness? How'd you get me going so? I know you've kissed the necks of bins, a curb's lips, the skins of bus seats. My darling dirty dirt, I know you've kissed a pug's arse. I think about you all the time, my love. I wait for you every night, put on clean sheets, wipe down the soles of my slippers, wash my hands before brushing my teeth, all because of you. I wonder, what is dirt doing right now? At parties, I glimpse you in the floor of my glass, in a beard, in a broken arrow of saliva, but I know in my head it's not really you, that you have better things to do, like sleep your way round town. I love you so much, I can't eat anything that comes out of the ground, throw away tasty, in-date food at the thought of you. People say one day I'll meet the dirt of my dreams, and then I'll have something real to worry about. Oh, dirt, no one can know about us. Meet me one lunchtime, but no texting. I want no trace of you. Dirt, what does it take to make you come? What does your face look like when you do? Dirt, I hate it when you don't get back to me. Don't tell me where you are. Dirt, I'm yours. Come, sweep me off my filthy slippers. That poem, Tainted Ode, touches into common conceptions of OCD about being about cleanliness, the other popular idea being that it's about tidiness. And while there is such thing as contamination OCD and symmetry OCD, it's vastly important to recognise that such themes cause the sufferer to, well, actually suffer, of course. There's no joy in any of this. It's a disorder. And I had thought that that was the extent of OCD too, until the day my brain literally felt like it had broken through sheer terror of a what if thought that was nothing to do with dirt or germs or symmetry. Unfortunately for my wife, my brain broke on the last day of our honeymoon. We're still together many years later, but we had got nicely sozzled on our honeymoon. We were on a wine tour in the south of France, in Avignon, and we thought we've got time for one last cheeky little jaunt before we have to go home. And there in the town square in Avignon, I don't know if anyone's been, but there was one of these little kind of trains that you can get on, and they kind of whirl you around the old quarter. I think it was called the train touristique or something like that. And this is kind of the backstory to my next poem, which is called The Day My Brain Broke. The day my brain broke was sunny, was warm in the south of France, warm with wine tour, was we're on honeymoon, was sunny, was changeable, warm in the ears, far from home, sunny between lightning, was warm, was hot, brought to boil in a bistro, sunny for everyone else on that tourist train, was suddenly hot, tortured chamber on wine tour, in hot water, suddenly the main character, boiling in jail, was changed into a murderer, lightning strike chamber bolt, locked in a film, was sunny, was warm in the south of France, telling my lover things had gone weird, was hot honeymoon stuck on Le Petit Train, warm sunny wine on the old town loop, was stuck in a loop, stuck south of France, was sudden, was warm, was sunny, was hot. I've read numerous accounts of OCD sufferers, kind of, or people living with OCD rather, feeling the same, that there is an occasion where OCD gets really bad. A person has a single terrifying thought which suddenly descends as if from nowhere, and yuck, it sticks and upends their world because it's so unwanted. It's ego dystonic, entirely out of whack with their values and who they are. And part of the brain knows it. I can't think of a better summary for my experience of OCD as that offered by a psychologist called Jonathan Grayson, who says, quote, "It's as if you have simultaneously lost your mind and at the same time are so sane that you are witness to the loss." So this idea of OCD being, read other people talk about it being a kind of sane person's illness. I mean, I don't know, we could unpick that many ways, but certainly that kind of paradox and that balance of irrationality and rationality has been part of my own experience. So this is a book about unwanted, intrusive thoughts, but also the attempt to get relief from them through compulsions. And the next poem I'm going to read is an attempt to kind of bring the idea of the compulsion into the form of the poem itself. Here we go. It's just to show you what it looks like. Then if that's showing up brilliantly or not, but you can see hopefully checks. Yeah, it looks like a checkerboard. It's called, innovatively, Poem on Checks. Check your inbox. Check you haven't sent porn. Check where they've got to. Check you haven't killed them. Check you heard correctly. Check you can't be sacked. Check the bathroom's free. Check it's your blood on the tampon. Check it's them, not you. Check it's not schizophrenia. Check if it'll be sunny. Check you can't go blind. Check your bank balance. Check they cannot sue you. Check the pH levels. Check you haven't drunk the bleach. Check there's enough paper. Check your letter isn't sexy. Check the joint is properly cooked. Check it isn't drugs. Check your tax return before filing. Check you've not committed fraud. Check what time we're eating. Check your pans for poison. Check your breasts monthly. Check it's not indecent exposure. Check your chin for toothpaste. Check you haven't slashed your throat. Check the news online. Check you've not brought down the government. Check no one saw your pin. Check they can't pin it on you. Check directions for use. Check it can't get in your bloodstream. Check with the doctor if symptoms persist. Check it's not meningitis. Check there's a seat spare. Check it can't get up your arse. Done? Check it all again. There was a really telling phrase, Daragh, that you talked about. That you were talking about going through hell and just kind of, you know, really the kind of awfulness of mental illness. And when my OCD got really bad, I fell into a really deep depression alongside it. Looking back, not surprising, given the years and years of horrible thoughts and exhausting rituals to get relief from them. It just takes a toll. And this next poem arises out of that. It's called Today You Went to Lunch with a Cave. Today you went to lunch with a cave. It wasn't the first time, so your eyes didn't widen when it arrived, trying the door first frontwards, then side on, like an overgrown shore crab. The waiter took its shabby medieval cart as the cave sloped into its seat, spreading its grey slabs around like dusty skirts. The table next to you stared deep into the cave's mouth. It performed a polite smile of rock and lichen, debris breaking at the corners like torn bread. You asked the cave how it was, talked about the weather, what a nightmare the bus was. But there was no echo, and you wondered if you'd got the right cave. You lobbed in more words, some sharp as flint, others smooth as shale, and you heard in the distance contact with water, the sound of weighted objects plummeting, and you knew that this was your cave, all right, the cave you drifted into one spring day on a Cornish beach and buried secrets in disturbed sands, the cave which, over the years, gave you shelter, adventure, whose fissures grew like cracking ice, whose darkness was washed darker by restless tides, until there were days like these where the cave came to you and you couldn't tell whether it was finally still or just a wave away from collapse. I'm now moving into hope. Yeah, so many people have been there in my recovery journey, and certainly in the spirit of first fortnight, and us being here together tonight and talking about mental health and writing poetry in kind of evocation of mental health experiences and awareness. I just want to read a poem in that vein, which kind of gives thanks to the idea of somebody walking beside you. Okay. Yeah, it's called After Being Unable to Tell the Samaritans. It's very short. After being unable to tell the Samaritans, I tell you how the thoughts have changed, how they can now come out of walls, how they work this gaffer tape, this rope, how there's no ransom note, no recording, no concrete floor, and no single light bulb. How it's happening right here, how I'm drinking this pint with a knife to my throat, how I just can't say, but you know. We escape the pub to snowfall, talk, leave 2 sets of tracks on the path. I'm going to finish with the last poem in the collection. And firstly, actually, just look back at the cover design. I'm not trying to flog the book, but it's relevant to what I'm going to say. But basically, when we were talking about covers for this collection, the thoughts, I was very definite. Oh, I want one of those kind of neuroscientific images of the brain showing the bits that light up where OCD glitches tend to be, and we ruled that idea out when the production manager found this wonderful piece of art which shows an entire head and pathways through the head down to the neck and so on. And I thought this shift in emphasis to a sense of wholeness rather than the trouble centres, as it were, I just thought that was really kind of on the money for what I was trying to do with the book. which is to show the wholeness of a person who lives and loves as well as obsesses and compulses. So I'm going to close with the poem that is also the book's close. And it's a poem which rolls up the themes of living and loving and obsessing and compulsing into a sonnet. So the book is, I guess, in a way, a kind of love story, not just to other people, but in a way to kind of that resilient self that I kind of was forced to find through my journey, of accepting oneself and all the thoughts that show up but don't define the person. And the poem is based upon a tool that is used widely in cognitive behavioural therapy, CBT, where a person is invited to try not to think of a white bear or try not to think of a pink elephant. And the results to this little task are supposed to be universal. The very attempt to suppress thoughts of white bears or pink elephants means that not only do we think of them, we actually think of them more. And it was the psychologist Daniel Wegner who discovered this kind of process of thought suppression makes thoughts a lot worse. And if you know, have a spare minute or two later, you can try it yourselves. You set off a timer for a minute, try not to think of a white bear or pink elephant. And every time you do, you kind of notate a tally. So that's something else to kind of leave you with. But I'm just going to read a poem which is titled White Bears and Pink Elephants. A poem which is about welcoming thoughts instead of pushing them away. Ends on a note of hope. White bears and pink elephants. Please think of them. They've had a lifetime of discouragement. Throw away all coconut ice, clear shells of marshmallow mix. Do it properly. Think white equals bear, pink equals elephant. Disregard Cadillacs, white leather seats, spurn pink ladies, platinum wigs. Think powder puff endings to clinical psychologists and theoretical cages which incarcerate white bears and pink elephants with all the pies in the sky, their 4 and 20 blackbirds ready to surprise week 1 of group therapy. Think up puffs of pink and white party smoke. Focus the mind. Think elephant equals pink, bear equals white. Kiss them, hug them, love bomb the hell out of them. Truly, madly bring them into the room. Roar and trumpet those bountiful, beautiful beasts into being. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That was actually I should be looking there. That was so moving. Thank you so much for opening that up to us for an insight, and also again, thanks to Daragh for opening up as well to us. Like we are all vulnerable beings, and we can all be low no matter how strong we seem. Or and so it's always good to reach out to each other and say hi and say check in, just say hi, how are you? And it's the vital line for many people. And I might add, specifically if you've left your family in a different country, it can be quite alone sometimes. So I encourage everybody to show the love that we feel for each other. And with that, we enter a little break. Thank you so much again to both our poets. Give a huge clap again, please, for Sarah and for Daragh. Thanks to the Fortnight Festival as a thing in itself as well. So yeah, we have a break now of, is it 15 minutes? No, again, not 15. 15 is always too long.
3 minutes.
3 minutes?
5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes.
10 minutes.
Okay, 5 to 10 minutes and then we're back. 15 minutes, I'm sorry. 8 minutes. Yeah, I know.
I'm sorry I'm late. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Yeah, well, back and forth for all day. Wires, you're a musician, I
and nobody knows what to make of it. But you read and then it's one big wireless.
Number 9. Currently, unless someone comes in.
Who's before me? Can you read that?
Trisha Walsh.
Yeah. So how you doing?
Hey, how's it
Sorry,
going?
I missed talking to you for Carl at noon for a second.
Oh, that's okay.
You know the man I'm talking about? He's a wonderful musician.
Have you seen Chance?
He's engineer.
The white kite.
What is it?
It's called White Kite. He's afraid of it.
It's a Christmas song.
It's about Gaza.
Oh, I haven't seen that song, no?
He's afraid of it. He's not pushy at all. And I'm banned from sharing it.
Is it on his stage?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll check it out now. Hold on.
I'm going to read the lyrics of it.
Oh, brilliant. I'll tell you the backstory.
Every bar has one. Every bar. Yeah, I know. A lot of waters around. We should get a kebab. We should get a kebab. I didn't say my name, but it's like that.
Okay, so I'm here.
I was about to.
So
Oh, you're before me, yeah.
Yeah, I estimate that there probably will be 1 or 2 people at least from Zoom. So I'm somewhere in the
Clearly your brain is so dopamine and you're trying to build your life. I've always and I'm trying my best. Just trying to give you all the intellectual and a product. Alemão não faria isso. Só que isso é difícil que eu I was just saying that even he doesn't feel this. You're gonna be there. I believe it. Even if you come with the craziest discussion ever.
I'm 100% certain you would not have read that essay if it wasn't because the wrong song. Exactly, after I told you that you had a misconception of what a designer was. You said, I never thought of myself as a designer, and I told you, I was like, because you have a misconception thought of what
Why do you don't why not thinking about this by second? Because my personal why? I always keep downstairs and giving the ice away from my experience. If you went to your life, how often? For 1 week? Yes, I'm Brazilian, I have more experience than you. You're probably the one person who go, you are like the pizza guy, right? Yeah, that's not skiing. I was when you are a pizza guy, see that's the no, you're not skiing. You are not skiing. I was without any. It's people like so you are not I'm not built for speed. I'm not interested in speed. I hate speed. I want to read. Okay, Joe. This explains a lot about you. That's what he said. I don't like speed. There's cars. I like to have nowadays, I go away. So I guess it's giving that side. Because it's fun. Why do you do that?
The last time I did Changeling, I was supposed to be that lockdown because I was supposed to perform in the show and it got cancelled because of lockdown. So I always associated with that, but I decided to stay in
And the time
Who else can I see? Love to the Zoomers.
Yep. I keep forgetting that I need to move. Even though no, that doesn't matter. I can do that. Okay. Okay. Right. Peeps, we've got to get back to it. We've got a long list here to get through for the evening. And it's so long, including all the Zoomers, that everybody needs to stick to the 3-minute limit as best as possible. That's maximum, says Paul. That's maximum. That's so. Right. What's the minimum? Right. Okay. Let's kick it off. Margaret O'Regan. Margaret O'Regan, please.
Yay!
Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to read 2 poems, even though I'm not sure if I'll keep within the 2 minutes, but one of them is by Rifat Al-Arir. He was a poet in Gaza. He was called the voice of Gaza. He was also an academic and an activist, and he died. He was murdered on the 7th of December, and this is his poem that he wrote in 2011. If I must die, you must live to tell my story, to sell my things, to buy a piece of cloth and some strings, make it white with a long tail, so that a child somewhere in Gaza, while looking heaven in the eye, awaiting his dad, who left in a blaze and bid no one farewell, not even to his flesh, not even to himself, sees the kite, my kite, you made, flying up above, and thinks for a moment, an angel is there, bringing back love. If I must die, let it bring hope, let it be a tale. Now the next one is the lyrics of a song written by John Neville, my good friend John Neville, local singer-songwriter here in Cork, and it's dedicated to Rifat Al-Arir. Rifat Al-Arir, they got you on the run. Will they get you with a rocket or a lone man with a gun? You read about your white kites. You told the world one night, let them fly, watched over by the telescopic eye. Oh, they came for you one evening. They said you had to die. To a preset destination came a rocket from the sky. Bye-bye, Al-Arir, bye-bye. The children won't forget you. Make kites with sticks and string. On the fabric, stitch your name in. Now a new life you begin. Fly, Al-Arir, won't you fly? With your white kites flying free in the sky. They thought that they had got you, but they didn't realize that forever you'll be flying with your white kite in the sky. So fly, Al-Arir, fly, Rifat Al-Arir in the sky. So every Saturday at 1 o'clock in Grand Parade, we march through the streets, and we also have an action afterwards. Last week we went to McDonald's. So next Saturday will be the 14th Saturday, and John Tynan there, his rowing club, are going to be coming down the river with the Palestinian flags. So they'll be joining the effort on Saturday. So anyone that's around on Saturday, and also if you're in Dublin and not Cork, there's a big national demo in Dublin as well.
Bravo. Yay.
Thank you very much, Margaret. and for all the information as well. Antonio Di Mare, please.
Thank you. Congratulations to the amazing poets who came before me. I have written this piece inspired by my recent trip in Venice for New Year's. New Year's evening in Venice. Gondole were playing some classical music. Vivaldi's Four Seasons. The movements of all the seasons were whispering at the Phoenix Opera Theatre. Notes were flying on the bridges. The evening lamplights have secretly understood the mystery of the canals. The hotel windows facing down the last golden hour of the sunset, waiting on the lips of tender lovers the remaining soft beauty of the night. Another bottle of Prosecco on San Marco Square, under the arches, counting the limit of the 1,000 ways to fall in love with the moon. Still and gloomy is the soul of the night, undressed. Is it that the taste of the life? Is it that the taste that I cannot forget of you? Thank you.
So nice to hear you all, and so nice for that compliment. I have a kuddle-muddle, as we would say, of a kuddle-muddle of names here. So there is a few crammed in. So we have M in the room still. M went home. Okay. We have Egan Cleve. Oh. Right, okay. That's what the kuddle-muddle is. Now we have Catherine Ronan on Zoom.
Just one thing, just change my glasses there now. Quickly. So my debut collection is going to be the new book showcase on cultivating voices this Sunday coming. So tune in if you can, 8 p.m. local time. So this is a poem that I've selected from the point of view of somebody who has a member in the family suffering from mental illness, and how helpless we can feel in that context. Harbour master of souls, hoarder of hearts, where did you take my queen in silent ransom? You have left a pillowcase as a billowing changeling in her velvet sweet place. Slashes of blue purple tear the palace. Songs of acid rip cushions. We fail with the strongest prayer, fragrant lavender amulet, twisted silver ropes. Harbour master of souls, hoarder of hearts, sail her back to safety, even if jewels shine for eyes. We wait on rocks, turning grey to black in wet morning.
Ooh, Catherine, well done. Cara Kirsch is next on the list, please.
Thank you. This is a little song I made yesterday. I don't want milk and honey in this bath I'm in. I want something to capsize me. I want a mutiny. I want to hear the loud tick-tock from the clock in the belly of a crocodile that's telling me to wake up, wake up. I don't want to Peter Pan this one chance forever. While the symphony in me, it gets lazy. It grows lazy from ennui. I don't want milk and honey in this bath I'm in. I want something to capsize me. I want a mutiny. I want to hear the loud tick-tock from the clock in the belly of a crocodile that's telling me to wake up. Wake up. Thanks.
Wow. Woo!
Wow. Awesome.
Wow. I was trying to identify as I listened how my brain, like what it felt like, where my brain was processing your notes. And it felt like honey dripping in different areas of the brain. Like, anyway. Sorry. Next on the open mic, we have Rab Urquhart, please.
If you were here last month, you might have heard a version of this. And it's my continuing obsession with the first hardback science fiction book ever published back in 1946, written by a guy called A. Van Vogt. And it was called The Null A Universe, which is basically the non-Aristotelian way of thinking. So I also mixed this up with something that's always interested me since I came to Ireland. So there's a little rap on the two things at the same time. So here we go. The map is not the territory, the word is not the thing it represents. Our sensations are not reality, but an abstraction of reality. Don't you love to go to concerts at Slane Castle? Oh, that lovely countryside all around. It's private land. The laws of the people will never be just until they are sane. Fear is a reaction of the living organism, not to threat but to perception of threat. Don't you love to kiss the blarney stone? Don't you hate to pay? Why you gotta pay? Anyway, it's a national monument, analyzing the universe into simple binary opposites, while necessary and limited value. The function of a tool can be inferred by its design. When I think I go to Lismore Castle, I take my fishing rod. But no fishing on the Blackwater River all the way to Yall. No two objects in the universe, no two events are identical. One of two objects in a class of objects is an individual. I just keep thinking talking about Irish castles owned by English lords. What happened in the War of Independence? What happened in that war? A multi-valued logic more accurately reflects the complexity of the universe. Such logic is non-Aristotelian or nully. It's a rejection of hierarchy, a rejection of racism, a rejection of sexism, a rejection of war. All the things a healthy Irish castle should be fighting for. It's a rejection of hierarchy, a rejection of racism, a rejection of sexism, a rejection of war. All the things a healthy Irish castle should be fighting for. Thank you.
Well done. Wow. Nice one, nice one, nice one, nice one, nice one. We can only counter that with a member from Zoom joining in, and this is Peter Manos.
Glad to be with you all. So I had a very profound experience in a barber shop involving the poet Rumi years ago, wrote a prose poem about it. When I noticed on December 17th, it was the 750th anniversary of the death of the poet Rumi. He died on December 17th, 1273. So I took that prose poem and redid it so I would know it by heart. I call it an unwritten poem. It goes like this. The day I met Rumi, I did seem to have overstepped some bound, asking the new barbershop's guy about where he was from, something I'd done merely for small talk, across the mirror, really. I ask folks where they're from too easily, being from New York, and can routinely forget the sad fact here in Atlanta, being so direct isn't good manners. Reacting to his hesitation by restarting our conversation, I told him I had great gratefulness for immigrants and said my grandparents all came from Greece. Smiling at me in the mirror, the man finally said, "I'm from Iran." "Are you Persian?" I asked. He answered yes, after which I lightheartedly digressed, joking about my Spartan grandparents, whose 300 unfriendly ancestors greeted King Xerxes' army of Persians with the worst loss of all their incursions. He nodded and said his kings succeeded in their wars from India to Egypt, but admitted with the Greeks were cheated in land and sea fights and were defeated. I then stared in silence in the mirror, asking myself why peace is no nearer, as he cut my hair, watching it fall down, aware how we still cut each other down. Then thought how poems help when we're gloomy, so I asked if he knew any Rumi. He lit up and said, "I love Rumi, yes." So it was then that I made a request that he recite his favorite lines for me, but he said he only knew him in Farsi. "I'd prefer his original wording in Farsi," I said, and with my urging, he recited Rumi's poem, leaning near my ear, intoning words whose meaning was superseded by ceaseless rushes, goosebumps, and a breathless sense of oneness, intangible yet unassailable, which pulled me, syllable by syllable, to something I knew no one could impugn. Rumi and I had somehow just communed. By the time that he reached the last line, tears that had filled to the brims of my eyes spilled down my cheeks, and just as he looked up, I pointed to my heart while all choked up. After a moment, having cleared my throat, I told him, line by line, a timelessness had filled me with this deep sense of bliss, and he said Rumi was wishing a wish that nobody should cry after he dies, as hopefully everyone could realize that once his bones met the dirt of the earth was the moment his poem's birth occurs. I said, alive as centuries ago, as you recited, we weren't alone. Hearing you, I knew. Rumi never died. He lives in the poem you memorized.
Wow. All these beautiful contributions. I'm always amazed. They really take me in. Cedric, it's you next.
I don't know how many of you tend to always pay attention to everything that's being told to you. Unfortunately, and I know it will come to bite me later, but I don't. I know, right? So this poem is called, it's a draft really, it's called I Have an Idea. I have an idea. They are saying things, it's a meeting. I can feel the rain on the inside, a tingle from the petrichor, a long coming sneeze. The sky is mostly clear, but the clouds will move in fast. The wind of genius and madness will carry them. I can tell the air ruffles the hair raised on my skin. Electricity fills the atmosphere, fills me. It's time to harness. I pat my pockets for the usual. They may be in different places, depending where I was off wandering on the clearing. From the front, the chewing gum. From the inside pocket of the jacket, a sour patch. I will promptly set it on my tongue to offset the electrical sensation. Chemical apple, menthol, acetylus. That's what neon greens taste like. I will try the grass after the flood. But for now, the gum, inflated, will become the balloon that seeds the storm clouds. They stretch infinitely today. I cannot concentrate with every word that the words say. They just grow. I chew the gum and blow it out. Oh, I can hear the rolls from a cluster of ideas to the next. The big one will be here soon. The word outside my head is too loud. The pink bubble rises slowly, takes all of my focus to control its timing. Outside from the inside does not matter now. The ground shakes with every nod to pay attention to my interlocutors. But grounded I am. Here it is, finger raised, pointing to the roof of my brain, pointing at the largest lobe. Sour patch on my tongue. Thunder strikes. To the balloon, to the finger, to my hearts. I have an idea. But I'm burnt out. I'll keep it in the sour patch that really tastes like a battery now. The following rain relaxes the tensions of creation. The gum balloon is no more. And reality is appealing again. Cedric, are you listening? Mm-hmm. Achoo!
Thank you very much, Cedric. Thanks, Madeleine. I would like to remind everybody to kind of stick to that 3-minute line, really, time limit, because it's a long list. 2 minutes, says Paul. 2 minutes, okay? Not 3, 2. So, the next person on this list here now is Lewis Egan McCutcheon. that? Louis Egan McCutcheon?
Louis Mackay?
No. Oh, he's gone home. Patricia Walsh.
No, shoot. No. No, Louis Mulcahy, you're further down the line. Come on, Patricia, come on. All right, thank you. It's called Concrete Reasonings. The concrete reasonings too small to count. In lieu, there be fanciful swearing to boot. Calling to effort a residual type. Loading to stationary glances to water. Proffered in mute, spelling out the criminal. Comforting through speed, laconic though it is. Cutting the cost of garnished bread. Collecting fattening at no extra cost. Dining like furred as whistler's notice. Watching you all promise, on dint of rehearsing again. This catatonic beauty watched for spite. Bloodied closure the only way to suffice. Sneaking on corners, a seizure worth remembering. Remembering a place in the rank dark water. Compensating for a time mercilessly spent. A burdensome kiss ignores the hard border. Coppeting stools and a firewall's glance. Channeling the sludge away from notice. Needing an open window, breathing in the cold. Your tabling go through its comforts. The similar costume, leveling the difference. Outstanding the meat puppet at every last turn. This gem of perfection, outsourced like that. Remembering where we are is paramount. Checking spellings at Lord over this decision. Dear inspiration follows Monday at a glance. Humbly talking about his latest fame. Loving where misdirective, the gratuitous for effort done. Burying in all caps the nominative gaze. Slipping into persuasion, a concrete size. Cross traits to render at his fault. Thanks.
Thank you, Patricia. Next up, we have John Tynan.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Two whimsical poems there. I'll be under 2 minutes, I promise, Paul. Okay, thanks. 2.5 minutes. My kind of guy. He's the kind of guy who scans a room to see who's fortunate to know him. He gives us all in the most selfish manner because he knows the world will give back. He slags you off, but only mercilessly if you don't play along. He knows brilliance is revealed only when the cloak of shyness is lifted. You either get him or lose out. He's my kind of guy. He's me. If somebody can tell me if that's autobiographical, I'd appreciate it, okay? So I drive it.
I knew it, John. I knew it.
Actually guessed.
Around you, Catherine. Okay. Deadpan taxi humor. I'm a taxi driver, by the way. I told her the skit about the woman with one leg. You know her. Eileen. Thank you. I leaned back and I said, it's a dad joke. You should tell it to yours. Ha! Now that's funny, she said. He died 3 days ago. The laugh was on me. I didn't have a leg to stand on.
Nicely captured from the work life of a taxi man. Well done, John. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Massimo on Zoom, please.
Hey, thank you so much. Always a huge honor to be here. There's something that I pray to, I pray for. Not a thing, but a truth there's a way for. Not a way that I make, but I'm made for. A true peace that my true love has been saved for. Whether with life I took more or gave more, may life be a gift that's already paid for. Like a love I never lost that I came for, to find peace gently placed in the same drawer. But still there's an approval that I wait for, not from God, but something more there's no name for. So my way of asking help is to remain sure that I am not the creator, but the one who's created for. But it's amazing that I create too. We have makers, but we make too. But one human by themselves cannot make two. Just to make one human, it must take two. But even with no lover, I must make do. Why do I need a devotion just to stay true? My hope is that if my love story came true, I'll know it was real and not something I must make true. Can choice and fate fit in the same view? Or is destiny both the way and the ways too? But with all the conclusions I came to, I still can't explain how I slept and then came to. Another day I awake to, may it be love I'm still face to face to. No matter how beautiful the dream fields I play through, reality makes sure I'm safe all the way through. But even when there's no need to say more, I spit seeds and bear fruit from the same core. My world and I are two sides of the same door and don't have to turn inside out to remain pure. Thank you so much. Peace.
Thanks a million, Massimo. Brilliant. Brendan Duffy is next on the list. There he is.
How's it going? Okay. Two poems by the night. Midnight. A chapel of bones marrying the singular. Peace. Power. Constant. Quiet. Organs ecstatic. This one's called Mask. The sickness arrived in a dream. Love a faint feeling. Forgive the alien. Their unreal tissue touch brings issue. Love a faint feeling. Forgive the alien. Warning is narrow. Sounds bone hollow. Love a faint feeling. Forgive the alien. Thanks.
Okay, Louis Mukari, now's your time. Louis.
Kill you.
Sorry for the S.
I have two poems here on some of the awful things that are happening around us at the moment. Duplicity on land and sea. A sliding sun paints yellow red the farmer's favorite dusk, while half unseen a silken moon is gliding into sight. A languid roll slides up half spent, and salted weed streams hair from shells that shine like bones, while further out the waltz of waves hides shame we dare not feel. Beyond the crash of sky on sea, live cargo has been tricked onto slatted rafts, like cattle onto slatted trucks setting out for slaughter. The harmless, bent on betterment, grab in fear at slat and door, defecate and urinate, clutch each other as they sink. innocent waves caress the shore, as hollow men in hollow words decree this crime must stop, while we, knowing well that it will not, and knowing too what we should do, avert our weak, self-serving eyes, betray our brotherhood. Fleeing north. The blood on these heels is nothing to the blood on our city's buckled streets. 2 years since the spilling started, Kobani's walls made powder by sellers of arms. Fahima and Fariha gone screaming to silence as terror became concrete in the dust. Hassan, Hussein, fret but grow fast, grow lean on little. Nothing since the whispers in the night, the rush of feet, the hammered door. We only had my clothes, my rings, and fear. Amira cries, we carry her. I share, but not so much. I am afraid for the life within, and your little men are strong. I must stiffen. We are all men now. There was this boat, and the captain took our dreams. 10 days swaying sick, food, then water gone. The children hurting, I am ill. 10 weeks we've walked, bartering my skills. So often we bury the dead. Sammy, I hope you live to read this. The bombardment is Thank you.
Phew. Next up, Philip Spillane.
Thank you. Yeah, I do the poem because I don't know, can I do a song in 3 minutes? And I think it'd be very unfair in it. So I'll jump into this next. I need more practice for the song as well, so. The office tries to whistle, howling with the wind, inhaling it all in, harmonizing with the machines. The bony birch trees sway outside. It's evening time. They are dressed in thousands of wagtails, chattering, bathed in gold, under glowing globes of parking lights. Harvesting insects they hover. I watch from inside, losing my colors from the HDMI monitors, losing control of my imagination, my fingers cropped against the keyboard like I held her shoulders 2 months ago. I like you, she drunkenly said, holding her close. I beg, everything will be all right, would it? I'd meet someone and then I will fly. She saluted. We eclipsed a final embrace and let go, so she can return to her boyfriend, get home safe. Crying of what sort of poets are we? The officer stopped whistling, as the wagtails are not photo shy. I make out with the computer, finally rest, then cry.
Thank you, Philip. Next up, we have Mags on Zoom.
This is for 30 years of emergency on call on New Year's Day, gloriously unrepentant. I just wrote this years ago. Mantra for hedonists. Too much? What do you mean, much? Indulge in self-neglect. Have your fill, Sherry. Strip linings, my dear. The crawls as you trawl through all to wonder what might have happened last night. Taste all cake, hug arteries merrily. Be your own individual marinated foie de gras. Stay out all night, sleep with the best part of each day. Night owl, boo, howling at the sinking moon. I hope to make it home. I like to depend on the kindness of friends. I feel this night of Russian roulette might not be the end. Fair play, May West girl, she knew best. I will have too much of a good thing, because too much of a good thing can be wonderful. And I was going to do my short song for mental health. I'd say I'd better skip it along.
Thanks, Mags. Good seeing you, and Happy New Year to you. Alicia Wiegand is next. Wiegand? I'd Germanize it for sure.
So this is on the theme of mental health, as it's been coming up a lot. There was someone I once loved very much, and he was very afraid of going to therapy, rightly so. It's a really scary thing to do for the first time. And he said, "I'll go if you write me a poem," because he knew that I hated sharing my poems at that time. So this is called Trauma Audit. Consider this an invitation to disturb. The grass, the clay, the shale that lies in lavish layers underfoot. Where the worms wriggle and writhe and commit to their cycles, this is where the mycelium runs its magic threads. Its breaths continue to pump like heartbeats beneath your feet. In this field between the reposing and defunct nuggets nestled in the cadaver of a ravaged ram you can find, with some luck and deliberation, the ugly bits of you. The abstract and abstracted bits that feel shadowy and mystified and sore to the touch. Imagine how it might feel to take them, own them, in your gurgling gut and your hallowed hands. Hold them to the light and see their creases and crevices up close. And perhaps it will reveal a smell, pungent, repugnant, or cloying, as it may be. Wonder if exposure to the sunlight and oxygen might just reveal a transformation to ruby, amethyst, lapis, sapphire, or opal. And take care. When delving into the dank and decaying matter, keep in your jogging mind and memory that such things require a gardener's hand. Substantial and strong, and equally as capable of a compassionate and tender touch. My hand won't budge, flat against the space between your shoulder blades.
Thank you very much. Benjamin Burns, are you still in the house? Fantastic. It's your turn next.
Reflection. A robin attacks a robin. A robin attacks a robin. A robin attacks the robin in the glass. Of my bedroom window every morning. Is that me?
Well done, Ben. That was great. I wonder what that sounded like on Zoom.
We could hear it.
So the next person on the open mic list here is Kieran McCartan.
This poem is called The Theft of Dublin, and I know it won't get much sympathy around here, but I think it's a great tragedy, the deterioration of society in Dublin. So, and it predates like a lot of the things that were happening up there recently. It was probably written maybe a year ago. I haven't stepped on Capel Street since the theft of Dublin. Haven't crossed either canal in a while. I used to bring the shows around here, felt a home to be found here, but now I really don't come much around here anymore. Saw my name in the sky here, thought I might try to be the guy here. Feed on the salt of dried tears, question why. But I can't meet your eye here, torn between shame and anger. I'm glad to hear you laugh but can't share a smile. A street-lit society, pushing double buggies, a handoff and a hustle on a phone. I haven't seen the pylons across the Wicklow Mountains, nor have I wandered from Rathmines to Rathgar. I used to hold you the way I held my breath. Bask calmly in your chaos as I emptied my chest. Though I have flesh and blood here, half a family from here, I'm not prepared to run here with the rest. I haven't let my thoughts drift across to Jumble Island, nor sheltered from the rain in St. Anne's Park. Though smitten by your craft and guile, I've never much been taken with your style. I can't fathom the exploitation, your slavery and waste. Can't abide the lengths required to keep a child safe. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Kieran. Next on the list, we have Pam on Zoom, please.
Hey y'all. This is a poem that yearned to be a song, so you're gonna hear a song. It's called Silk Hope. My home is my car. Every town becomes mine for a while. I search for a candor I can't seem to find. Tick bites a pace. I'm running a race I can't seem to end, wearing me thin. And stories spin like silk hope in my mind. I always needed a running start into what's hard, spinning my wheels from the shadows, what's not me. The hollers haunt me home again, emptied of kin. And stories spin like silk hope in my mind. I climb mountain high, path fogs away, landscaped erased. All I can see is me in the mist, boots earth held. One step and then two, elk bugles haunting, steady and calm. And stories spin like silk hope in my mind. Mistakes tuning wrongs into rights. Luthier smooth, sound and silence dance. Color melds cracks, tremolo sings. I'll stop here a while, don't know how long, not done yet. And stories spin like silco in my mind. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam.
Good girl.
Next on the list, we have Richard Cullen, please.
So I'm going to take it away from Dublin, of course, to Cork. It's a thing I wrote many years ago about Cork when I was missing it, that I was a long way from home. So, in the land of rebel pride, a city so fine, where the river Lee flows in sweet rhythm and rhyme, there lies a place with a spirit so strong, a city called Cork, where hearts sing along. O Cork, the rebel's crown, where history and beauty abound, from Shandon's tower to the English market's glee. Cork, you hold a special place in me. As I stroll down your streets, lined with colourful hues, the warmth of your people, a treasure to choose. From St. Finbarr's Cathedral, standing tall, to Fitzgerald's Park, where memories call. On the bustling streets of Patrick's Hill, where stories and legends come alive at will. In every corner, a tale to be told of Cork's resilience and spirit bold. In the pubs of McCurtain Street, the music unfolds, as melodies and laughter the night gently holds. From cosy cafes to snug whiskey bars, Cork's vibrant soul, the heartbeat of the stars. From the seascapes of Kinsale, where sailboats dance, to the charm of Cove, where memories enchants. The echoes of Blarney, where legends take flight. Cork, you're a symphony of wonder and light. So raise a glass to Cork with pride in our hearts, a city that embraces, where friendship imparts. Forever in our souls, your spirit will thrive. Oh, Cork, you're a beacon keeping dreams alive.
Cheers to that. Cheerio to that. Cheerio. Next on, is it Matthew Becker?
So, hello, I'm Matthew. I'm half British, half German, and I prefer to write in German, actually. So you will hear this in German, unfortunately, even though the first sentence is in fact in English. Okay. So, well, fuck it. Wissen Sie, Nächte sind zu schön. Wissen Sie, Nächte sind zu schön, um früh ins Bett zu gehen. Ich meine das nicht aus so einer peinlich romantischen Sicht, wie gefühlt jeder Billo-Kitsch-Film versucht, wahre Liebe oder das Leben als junger Mensch darzustellen. Seien wir ehrlich, die Realität sieht anders aus. Es geht nicht immer um Sex, Liebe und Unvernunft. Sehr viel häufiger geht es um Lernen, Arbeiten, Lernen und Bier. Was ich nämlich meine, ist die Nachdenklichkeit, wenn man durch die Straßen Bochums zieht, mal alleine und melancholisch, mal mit anderen und ausgelassen, und versucht, der Kotze auf dem Gehweg auszuweichen. Ich rede von Karaoke-Bars, in denen das 17. Mal eine Truppe von 3 angetrunkenen Jungs Country Road singt, obwohl sie eigentlich nur den Refrain kennen. Ich rede von besoffenen Engländern in einer Kneipe, die sich ausziehen, Bier über die nackte Haut schütten und erst vom Wirt aufgehalten werden, wenn sie sich auf den Tresen stellen wollen. Ich rede von jungen Handwerkern, die ihren untreuen Freundinnen um 2 Uhr nachts an einem verkackten Dienstagmorgen direkt vor meinem Fenster „Ich lass dich doch nicht ficken, während ich auf Montage bin!" ins Gesicht brüllen. Ich rede auch von der Stille an einem Sonntagabend, wenn das Einzige, das man hört, das Blubbern der Shisha aus der WG über einem sowie die sehr von sich überzeugten Autofahrer sind. Und ja, in diesem Absatz habe ich bewusst nicht gegendert. Ich bin kein wütender Mensch, im Gegenteil. Alle diese Dinge, nun ja, mangels anderer Worte, erfüllen mein Herz mit Freude. Deswegen sitze ich auch häufig abends hier an meinem Schreibtisch und schreibe über mein Leben. Die meisten Geschichten spielen sich im Ruhrgebiet ab, meiner Heimat. Dennoch gibt es einige Dinge, die aber auch an anderen Orten stattfinden. Den ein oder anderen Einblick werden Sie vielleicht noch kriegen. Sie kriegen einen Einblick in das Leben eines naiven, interessierten Halbbriten in einer Welt zwischen Kneipen, Cafés, Corona und Geografie. Lassen Sie mich also beginnen und Ihnen die Ballade des jungen B singen, die ich mein Leben nenne. Thank you very much.
Na, dann kann ich ja endlich auch mal was verstehen. I love the German humor and I miss it. Well done, well done, well done. Sorry, I can't translate. It was too fast. Okay, thank you, Matthew. We have Martin. No? Martin? Is there an O?
Yeah, there is. Yeah. Right, this is going to be a really short one. Am I a migrating soul? Does my mobility amount to migration? I have a passport, a good, sturdy EU passport. I am an entitled citizen. Borders don't slice my landscapes. The police don't assume my guilt. The soil, this land, sits firmly under my feet. It won't be swept away from under me by an immigration officer with heavy hands. I belong to a border nation and to a world with gentle borders. Borders belong to me, and I belong to borders. I am the border, alas.
Thanks for that. Do grace us again with your visit. Seamus Heaney is on Zoom with us. No. Oh, this is not a first. This is not a first. Seamus Harrington is on Zoom. Was on Zoom?
He's there.
There you are, well done.
Thank you, Sue. Christmas newsletter. This is about some Irish sailors, the expedition leader, Paddy Barry, and aluminium boat that was built specifically for polar exploration, or maybe Massimo and Pam and Peter would say aluminum. Anyway, she was called North About. So that's the name of the poem. North About. Smashing the crust on the roof of the world, such steely resolve from true men of iron, nudging and herding small bergs off the bow. Northwest and northeast after Antarctic trip, pack ice and packing by double-ribbed hull, halyards deep frozen and a cockpit of snow. That slow crystal spire transits the moon, redding the spare rib on a jetty of ice, moored fore and aft to a flow that won't flow. Sea Polar bears dance to a sunset violin, their plotting positions in this week's lagoon, then recounting conditions at 50 below. Cooking a stew in a mammoth of white, wisely paying heed when nature calls time. This is the North, this is the ice. Thank you.
Thank you, Seamus. Next one we have Ben Alozi.
Oh,
Every night I try. Oh yes, I try. I try to take flight, to hug the high skies. But like a flash of light, I come crashing down. Surely I frown. I lost my crown. But who's to blame? It's either me or I. It's my life, I'll leave it. My time, let me use it. If it's mine to do, no one else should. My mistake, I'll make it. And my name, none else can claim it. Thank you very much.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Next up, we have Warren on Zoom. On Zoom.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, Massimo, for inviting me. So happy to be able to share something with you. Cool. So this is a poem that was inspired by a trip that I took in San Francisco, and a little girl that I met on the way. It's called Day Trips and Daydreams. See if I remember it. Once, there was a cold, thick strip of ancient concrete, and ashy, calloused toes stumbling light like tips of flames on matches lit for nothing. And doing nothing was a job description once. Remember how with plump fingers we used to pluck concrete? We grasp brass coins between our toes. Our socks were either lost or didn't match. Well, I was on the 13 the other day, and this little girl named Sarah was brilliantly lit. More kids were stuffed on that bus than white fits in a light bulb. But I could say nothing because there's nothing like school trips outside of school for once. And Sarah told me that nothing was concrete. She said the best part of the trip was watching the shadow of the boat's tow to the black ropes in the dark sea perfectly matched. And I sat perfectly unmatched, because to a child, the ideas are still giant-sized light bulbs. So I say nothing, because Jesus was 5 years old once, cutting wood with his father. And at 10, I remember helping my dad mix troughs of concrete, and I almost forgot the feel of lime between my toes, but Sarah didn't. And I couldn't hear the frantic beat that wiggled her toes if I tried. If only the vibration of Sarah could be matched. If only the filament of flame atop us relit. Because for now I see nothing, and we were all 5 years old once, and Sarah's crystal eyes are the color of new concrete. Who says concrete is man-made rock, the resting place forever for our toes? We once walked in shoes that didn't match, and we lit piles of driftwood and paper on beaches for nothing. And maybe we all were 5 years old once. You know, sometimes at night, I dream that Sarah tows me through oceans of concrete to tall mountain islands of light, and I'm trying to match her strokes, because once upon a time there was no age, and all we needed was nothing. Thank you.
That's an impressive applause for you, Warren. Well done. Next up, we have Mo O'Connor.
Thank you very much. Here's an old poem I found recently, back from 2011, and sadly it's relevant today. It's a poem called Death Camp Survivors. We, the rest of the world, stood by and watched the smoke from Auschwitz. The movie Town News showed The Walking Dead, but we turned them away. Only a handful allowed in the land of the brave and the home of the free, where the braves were held in reservations. We, the rest of the world, looked away as the empire gave away the stolen land and left. We armed the death camp survivors, while they in turn erected their own barbed wire. We blessed the new state, never wondering how long it would take till the new camp festered and exploded like the rockets over Gaza. When the towers came crashing down, we wondered who would hate us enough to destroy our way of life. We sought the weapons of mass destruction, while the mass destruction of a people went unnoticed. Like the smoke from Auschwitz, we thought it would go away. Thank you.
Thank you, Mo. Next up, we have Alexandra Toth.
So this Christmas to me was very special because it was the first time that I spent it with a boyfriend. So on the day of Christmas day, I actually read a poem for him and his family. I wrote a poem about his family, and this is the poem. The mother actually loved this so much. She was like, "Send it to me. I'm printing it out." It's called "Binded Fate." They say family is who you share your blood with, something you are born into. That's a lie. Family to me are protective angels. Once you take you in and say, "You belong to us now, you are one of us." It's not often you meet such people. It's rare to be someone's choice, to belong somewhere. A place where you're not considered a burden, but a treasure. But luck found me when I least expected it. I met my guardian angel, the one that's been there for me since the moment fate decided that the universe would be different if we met. Thanks to this angel, I was brought into a house full of new people. It was in that moment when I began to understand how my guardian angel is so warm and protective, what created his body and spirit. He belonged to a group of people who taught him how to be a unique person, someone who protects others instead of walking over them. It's truly mesmerizing. Compare the qualities of these people compared to my own. I met a group of people, a pack. This is his family, his pack. But he brought me into his home. This home became my home. His pack became my pack, and his family became my family.
Sounds like you had a wonderful Christmas, Alexandra. Very happy for you. Very happy for you. So we are coming to the last three people on the list, and we have John Horan.
How are you doing, guys? I'm not totally sure what I'm going to say now. I didn't know what poem I was going to do. It was this really funny poem. So fucking funny. I wish I could do it. I'm not going to do it though. So I'm going to do an old poem. Lots of you have heard it. I'm going to tell, it's not a story, but just one or two things. I should know what I'm going to say. But I don't exactly, because there's so many possibilities. So many ways I could say it. And my mind's been kind of going over and over and over obsessively for like an hour. Because there's a part of me that wants to be in control of it and get it right and not make a mistake and make everything perfect. And then it'll be fine. So yeah, it's hard to switch off. I can't switch it off sometimes. But I've done tons of meditation, so I'm mostly good. But I'm 50 this year. And when I was 24, I had a great, in my 20s, I took a lot of drugs, I took a lot of ecstasy, and it was fucking great. Until it wasn't anymore, and I fell into depression. And so the first poet, Daragh, is talking about suicidal depression. I know that territory. I spent a long time there. And I developed OCD, so the second poet. You know that territory too. I spent most of my life there, or half of it. I was kind of crying over there. You know, it's a long time to lose. But I'm pretty much back. You know, I've done so much meditation, done therapies, and done all sorts of shit. So I'm pretty much fine now. And this poem's a hopeful poem. It's a poem about getting better, transcending. And I always introduce it as about trying to get to a higher plane of consciousness and that kind of stuff. That's true. But the thing I'm trying to get out of is OCD, that depression. And it's hope of more, and it's coming true. It's taking a lot of time. Doesn't matter though, it's worth keeping going. People talk about talk to people and there's hope and shit, and I don't like platitudes. There is hope. It's worth it to keep going. Worth it. I'm proud to be nearly 50. Not everybody is, you know. Some of you know this poem. I retired it because I'd done it too much. I wrote it about 3 years ago. It's about that plane I'm trying to get done. I'm almost there, I swear to God. It's called Weightless Memories. I stared at the sun too long. It burned out my brain a bit. I'm not speaking metaphorically. It was something my therapist said to me. I was focused on forgiveness and letting go of the bad bits that were lodged in little crevices, snuck within the dark cliffs, down the black bits and puddles of darkness. In my mind, I saw the moon reflecting, glowing, gleaming egg yolks. I thought I'd nick a jewel, twinkling on the ridges, ripples of forgiveness from pebbles I dropped into, lattices of signals. Out to their old business, sucking the life out of me. There's no point in complaining. Nothing's ever easy. I just write some poetry in the hopes that it might save me. And to see if it's possible to sing something new into me. What if I could just be a melody of great seas, reaching for the moonbeams and love songs of gravity, weightless memories, rainbows of dust, and buried old identities. Nothing now but melodies and songs sung into me. Nothing now but moonbeams and weightless memories. That's my whole. Thanks.
Well done, John. Well done. That's okay. Cheers. Cheers. Well done. Next up, we have on Zoom, Brian.
Thank you very much. Yes, this poem won the NAMI New Jersey National Mental Health Poetry Contest last year. NAMI is an American organization which is National Alliance for Mental Illness. It's called I Never Thought I Could Ever Be a Cartographer. Imagine if there were a map a person could follow to achieve joy. Being a human being is about being, is about breathing, is about waking up every day, is about putting feet onto floor and getting out of bed, is about living life, is about deciding to do all of the above. Some days I wake to birdsong outside my bedroom window, to sunshine peeking through the blinds. But there are days I wake to rain that tap dances across the roof as if it were my destiny, to rain that feels destined to flood my day. Those days are days I need to slip on boxing gloves or brass knuckles to fight for the right to put my feet on the floor, the right to get out of bed, the right to live life. Those are the days when turning the knob on the shower feels like pushing a Sisyphus boulder. But the second the water sprays from the shower head, the steam rises against my face, the torrent touches my back, The boulder shrinks to the most minuscule pebble and washes down the drain into oblivion. I put loose cashmere green tea, allspice, cardamom, mace, and white peppercorns in a drawstring tea bag, then steep it in boiled water. I drizzle coconut milk into the tea to create a chai that tastes like hope. Joy is achieved. Sometimes I listen to sad songs or watch a tearjerker till tears turn to laughter. Sometimes I go to a diner and sit at the counter to breathe in the sound of people. Sometimes I go to a museum to sit on a bench and stare at a painting in silence. Colors and brushstrokes sound like jazz. Music I close my eyes to listen to. I am in a trance. I am levitating. Joy is achieved. I am charting a new map to find joy every day I wake and decide to live life. Every map is a map I must decide to chart because I don't need joy to breathe, but it sure does make life more worthwhile. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thanks very much, Brian. And with that, we come to the last reader on the list. Thank you all for listening, and I look forward now to hearing Bat O'Connor. Please.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Suzanne. Thanks for welcoming me to. Is it the Long Valley?
It is.
I played music there with Joe Noonan and guys maybe 100 years ago. I want to dedicate. This is a piece called Cats, C-A-T-Z. I want to dedicate it to my lovely friend Catherine Ronan, and the cats happened there, you know. And I was born and raised in the side of a mountain in the Dingle Peninsula in West Kerry, but now I read Baudelaire, and this one is based on a line or a poem of Baudelaire's. It's called Cats. And his phrase is Mon beau chat. Come, my beautiful cat. Meet me in a hotel in Aix-en-Provence or Bangdul. We will look at the dawn in the light of an open window. We will have time to hold hands, to admire like no one else in the world, the mixture of metal and agate in the sky. And we will wonder at the beauty, Catherine. And we will wonder at the beauty that a cat in love sees in another cat's eyes. Good morning.
Thank you so much. And with that, we conclude number 693 of Ovale. And we may continue on to Mainz afterwards for a drink, whoever's in for that. And it was absolutely beautiful seeing everyone again. And yeah, on to a beautiful new poetry year. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Rosie. And thanks, everyone. Give yourselves a big applause and let's meet up in Mainz.
I think they're going to cut us off. It was wonderful being on Zoom with you, players.
Great to see you, Bat, and Pam, and Seamus Heaney. Hello, Seamus Heaney.
his name with a new last name.
Oh, she was seeing take a back seat, but she was her in the house, man, in the house.
Same initials, no other, nothing else in common. Thank you.
See you all next month.
Yeah.
I'd love to go to that late bar. There's only one late bar in